Hi, and welcome to the Sovereign Free Life podcast. I have the honor to be here with Magdalena Freedom Rod from Bali. She's an expat, and we met through this beautiful international community that we both are a part of. And I know you're very passionate about freedom, about living another lifestyle, more on your terms. And I would love to hear your background and your story, and also how that freedom is your middle name, which suits so beautifully into what we're talking about here. So, yes,
Mm.
would love to hear from you, Magdalena.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be invited to be here and to be part of this conversation. This is really like abundance, sovereign, and free is like my life motto. So it's like we are so aligned, and I just love this, and that we met through our global freedom community. So cool. And just like that we get to hang out with like-minded people like this. It's just such a blessing. So I've been traveling the world for about 7 years now. I'm based in Bali. I travel. I work from my phone mostly, so I get to travel a lot, but I love being based in Bali. Um, there's so many places so many ways I could go with this, but I'll start with telling you the freedom story as how freedom became my middle name. So it was back in 2010. I went to my first Burning Man
Mm,
and in Nevada. And I witnessed a community of people that were so free that I didn't even know had existed prior to that. Like I didn't know that freedom existed on that level. And it made such a huge impression on me that it was a reality that I didn't even realize was possible until I got there. And my mind and my heart were just completely blasted open. And it was really a life-changing experience for me. And I left that festival with the name Freedom in my middle name. And it was
oh,
funny because some years later, Facebook forced me to take it out. This is
really?
part of the lack of sovereignty of like literally Facebook took away my freedom. They're like, show us your ID that your name is Freedom. And I was like, I don't have an ID that says that. It's just my true nature. This is
Kind,
who I
kind of
am.
symbolic, right?
Totally. And I remember I was actually in the immigration department in here in Indonesia in Bali, like on my phone, trying to like prove to them that I was freedom. And they were like, we're not having it. You're taking away your freedom. And I was like, oh, it's so wrong. I want to be sovereign. I get to be freedom. So I still use it, just not on Facebook.
Mm, mm.
Yeah. So it's part of my identity, I would say, because
Mm,
I'm a freedom lifestyle guide and, I empower people to live a lifestyle of freedom.
mm,
And, it's just a huge part of my identity. So yeah, it's all about freedom and sovereignty, right? I'm actually in the process of trying to become sovereign from the US, where I'm originally from, in regards to, the taxes and all of that. And there's a whole process. And I'm just, I'm open to tips about that, by the way, because I'm just very much in the process of trying to figure that out because I don't really, in relation to sovereignty, I don't really want to be a part of feeding the war machine. You know what I
mm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Sovereignty is becoming a really important conversation, the
Mm,
industrial military complex. I don't really want to be a part of feeding that. And I see,
mm,
paying taxes in the US, I see as being a part of that. So
mm.
all a work in progress here.
Yeah, yeah, that's an important conversation. I mean, that's me and my husband has worked on as well, and I think we've solved it. Happy to, tell you what we've done.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, it boils down to like, what does sovereignty mean for you? Like, and also freedom, because I hear like that's kind of very similar values that we share in all of this. Like, what
Mhm.
does that mean, and how do you live now compared to how you have lived? Like, how you've developed this in your life? Could you speak on that a bit?
Sure. Well, sovereignty to me is like not belonging to anyone or anything or any place. I am a sovereign being. I was born a sovereign being. I will die a sovereign being, but there are um, places like my passport, really actually my birth certificate would try to claim me as an American, right? I
Mm,
consider myself a global citizen. So I don't want to belong to any one country. My fantasy is for there to be no borders and for people to just be able to not even need a passport. And it's, I am called, my heart is calling me to go here. I wish to go here. Okay, welcome. Thank you for being here. That's my dream. Like, so sovereignty is not belonging to anyone and not being under the thumb or the control of anyone. And not being in any system, not being a part of
Mm,
any system, not to being dependent. Ideally, I am, still dependent on some systems right now, unfortunately, because I'm not, growing my own food and all of that, right? But I do get local organic food delivered to me, plastic free and all that, right? But I'm still unfortunately dependent on some systems, but ideally not being, under the thumb of any system, not being dependent on any system or being claimed by any sort of system or country or even person, right? Like,
mm,
that's sovereignty. And freedom for me is being able to do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want. And that's pretty much how I've designed my life now. For the most part, I have achieved that. So ticked those boxes: time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, inner freedom, right?
mm,
Where I feel very
mm,
connected to my purpose. Every day I wake up, I know who I am, I know why I'm here. I'm doing it every day.
mm,
And that's the inner freedom, right? It's just being at peace with my dharma and knowing who I am and why I'm here, and having the freedom to actually pursue that and creating it, not even just having it, but creating it through the choices that I've made in my life to create
mm.
a freedom lifestyle.
Beautiful, beautiful. And can you speak a bit about what you do as a freedom, um, sorry, what did you call it? Freedom life guide, lifestyle guide.
Lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm just a major proponent for the freedom lifestyle, which is basically that, becoming that person that has the freedom, all those freedoms: time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, and inner freedom, like the four wheels of a car, right?
Mm,
So it's like you can't get to your dream life, your freedom life, without all four wheels of the car. You need all of these things. You need to tick all of these boxes. So what I do is I empower people to actually create all of those freedoms in their life. So I've done it for myself, and now I mentor other people to do the same. And it's really simple. I work with an online strategy that's proven, that works really well. And people all over the world are actually becoming free. So it's like a new paradigm of online business. So I don't have to be in one place. I don't have to have a boss. I don't have to ask for time off. And I get to empower and mentor other people to actually adopt the same strategy, but to do it in their own special way, because we're all unique and we can turn our passions into profits. And I have cracked the code to how to do that. And it's really fun mentoring other people to do that. So, I speak to people every day who are like, I want to be free. And I'm like, awesome, I could totally help you with that. And it feels just super empowering to be in a position to actually, when people ask me sometimes what I do, I'm like, I'm in the business of making people's dreams come true. People are like,
mm,
"What?" I'm like,
oh,
it's true, because really my intention is to be a beacon of light who changes people's lives, right?
mm,
And gratefully, I have found the strategies that empower and support me to do that, to empower and support other people. So,
mm.
yeah, I'm super grateful. I'm in the business of making people's dreams come true. And what most people are dreaming of is some kind of freedom. If not all of those on the list, at least one of them. And the good news is that with the strategy that I work with, it actually ticks all of the boxes. So I can pretty much help anybody that comes to me, which is pretty awesome. Grateful. I'm really
It
grateful.
is. And isn't it like such a great reward to see people like manifest their dreams for real? And it doesn't, it's not just talk, that it's actually
Oh,
happening. Like us sitting here on our farm, actually growing our food, you know.
yeah.
For like you said, that's sovereignty for us, like just to have
Yeah.
our place like
Yeah.
that. And yeah, it's so beautiful to see that evolve in other people as well. That's amazing.
Totally. I mean, I'm fortunately, but by the grace of Goddess, I would say I have been fortunate enough to empower hundreds of people to actually move into freedom. And one guy comes to mind, my friend Dorian. He became like a brother to me. But when I first started talking to him, he was sitting in traffic jams in LA in a soul-sucking job, working like 12 hours a day. He had a 1-year-old at home. He was missing all of his, all the first things, that babies do. And was so exhausted and drained when he got off work, and his wife and his kid wanted to play, and he was just like comatose. And like, when he found me, he was just like, I want freedom. And I was like, all right, let's go. And I teach a free master class where people can learn my strategy. And he had to watch it in traffic jams, but he did it. And then as soon as he saw it, he was like, all right, that's my ticket, that's my ticket out. And then, very soon he was traveling the world. He was in Costa Rica. He was all over Europe with his family. He ended up living in Bali. He's still traveling the world now. So a few years ago, we started working together, but like, it actually works,
Mm,
So like,
mm,
there's so many success stories. And like you say, it's not just talk, like there's a real strategy that's proven and works. And, people just have to be willing. That's it,
mm,
just
mm,
willing to learn and grow and expand and maybe think outside the box and be willing to lean into the new paradigm of something that you didn't even know existed before. Just like when I went to Burning Man, I'm like, oh, there's a whole world I didn't know existed. Okay, let me just keep my mind open and absorb all this magic, right? So
mm,
that's all required.
mm.
That's all that's required.
Amazing, amazing. And what would you say to those that, that want this, but they might not dare to take the steps, and uh, yeah, when you have this urge for freedom and you're like, oh my God, can I do it? Because that's what it was like for me. I was also like stuck in like the normal 9 to 5 and all of that. But it felt like I was jumping from a high cliff, into the water when I took this leap of, it was like a
Yeah.
leap of faith. And I was like so nervous. Like, can I do it this? Like, I can see all these other people doing it, but what would you say to people? Because like you say, it's just the dedication, the belief, and like seeing the vision for yourself that,
Yeah.
yeah, this
Well,
is
there's a couple,
coaching
there's a
so
couple
many.
of things.
Mm,
There's a couple of things that come to mind when you ask me that. And the first thing is willingness, right? You have to be willing to do something you've never done to get a result that you've never had. You have to be willing to do things that most people won't do to have a life that most people won't have. So willingness is an absolute non-negotiable requirement. You have to be willing to lean in. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to learn new things. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, because self-investment is such a huge piece. Like, you will never regret investing in yourself. So that's one, willingness. And then the other thing that I've been saying lately that's come to me is 4 words. Okay, ready? Stop blocking your blessings. Like, this is what you asked for. You said you want freedom. Here it is on a silver platter. Plug and play system, super simple. Actually, anybody can do it. You don't even need experience. Like, step by step, automation, leveraged income, online, do it from anywhere. Like, anybody can do it. But do you have the willingness to actually invest in yourself and be willing to do something you've never done to have a result that you've never had? Because we all know the definition of insanity, right? You want change, but you get keep staying on that hamster wheel and doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. This is the definition of insanity. So you have to be willing to try something new.
beautiful. Because I mean, that's where I was as well. We think you have to just run faster, to get forward, and it just takes you backward. You
Because
just
like
get
you're
more
drowning, like
exhausted.
water's here,
Exactly.
and you're like,
That's
I
how
just
I
swim
felt
more, and
5 years
you're
ago.
putting yourself lower,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
drowning.
exactly.
Yeah,
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 and it's sad to see when there's a way, and like you just like you say, you just want to show it to everyone, like, look, here's your freedom. Like it's
yeah.
right.
And one thing that a lot of people are missing is leverage. Because a lot of people are creating their income in a linear way as opposed to a leverage way. You got to
Mm,
have leverage income in order to get ahead. Otherwise, you're going to work until you die. So it's
mm,
like, if you want to actually get ahead and you want to get your head over water or above water or get off the hamster wheel, you got to have leverage, or you're never going to get there. You're never going to achieve financial freedom if you're only working with linear and you're only earning linear income. So we got to get people to understand the importance of leveraged income and working with models that actually provide that. That's
mm.
that's one of the keys right there.
Yeah, because yeah, it's about like where you put your energy and time, right? Like that is such a value. Like
Yeah.
your energy, it's like your life force. Just like you were saying, you don't want to give your life force to the wrong places, or to
Right.
places that doesn't gain your long-term plan or your soul path, like what you're here to do, and who you're yeah, who you're here to help and serve also. Like I feel more and more like it's really about also stepping out of your little bubble of like just survival mode, and going
Mhm.
into your greater path, you know, and trusting that, like trusting your inner life force and spirit that it actually wants to take you to the right place if you just
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah, the inner guidance and like leading with your heart and leaning into what your heart says, because the ego mind will get you in trouble. It's here to keep you safe. It's here to keep you alive. If you listen to this, you're going to be in trouble. You got to listen to this. This is where the truth is coming from. So if you find yourself, like learning more about this model, this business model, and you find yourself leaning in like, oh, I want that. I like that. Sounds good. I like that. And then the head goes, well, wait a minute. What if it doesn't work? What if, and like all these self-doubt and all these things, like, and you never take the leap, nothing changes, because nothing changes if nothing changes. So it's tragic when I see this happen to people frequently, and they're looking for freedom, and I'm like, all right, here it is, and then they're like, oh, I'm going to block my blessings. I can't because insert whatever here, which I say excuse. For them it's a reason. For me it's like an excuse, because you can what are you going to prioritize, your dreams or your excuses? Like, which one is bigger? I'm
Hmm.
here for the dreamers. I'm here for the people who are willing to get out of their comfort zone to have a life that they are obsessed with. Like, I'm obsessed with my life. I'm so grateful and I'm so obsessed with my life. And that was not true for me 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was sleeping on my friend's couch. I didn't have any money. I was on the entrepreneurial hamster wheel. I was trying to figure out, with this heart of service, how I could serve better.
Mm,
But
mm,
I didn't have the financial freedom. Like, I didn't have that peace. And when I discovered this business model that I work with, it unlocked that for me. It
mm.
gave me that missing piece. And now I have the full package. And so this is why I'm so passionate about sharing it with people.
And I think, I mean, what I've found also with sovereignty is being multidimensional, like allowing yourself to have like financial freedom, to have emotional freedom, mental, you know, on all spiritual freedom, like all levels can be
Yeah.
there. Because I
Yeah.
see so often people, like you said, blocking your blessings. Like a lot of spiritual people, they're like, oh, money is bad. And, you know, that's egoistic. I'm just, you know, giving from my heart and letting the universe solve it for me. Like, okay, good luck. Like, it's fine. You know, if you want that, that's fine. But I feel when you have the whole picture and you let yourself, you know, allow yourself to receive on all these levels, then you can really be in your potential, you know. That's what I see in
Totally.
people.
Mhm.
Also, that is in our community. Like, well, then that supports you even more to
Mhm.
step to the next level, you know.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Exactly. That's my tagline for the last 13 years, more, 15 years, has been activating your highest potential. Like, I recognize that's what my dharma is, right? That we all have this inborn, right, inherent potential in us. Some people activate it and some people don't. And
Mm,
it's tragic, because I know that there are going to be many people that get to their deathbed that didn't choose to activate it, that maybe had an opportunity, maybe had a chance to lean in and get out of their comfort zone and activate it, but didn't. And they're going to live with regret when they get to their deathbed. It's the top regret of people on their deathbed, right? Is not actually doing the thing, getting out of their comfort zone, telling that person that they love them, trying this business opportunity, whatever it is. And, they die with regret. And to me, that is such a tragic waste of a life, because we're here and now, and all we got to do is lean out of our comfort zone and know and trust, right? Trust that heart, trust that inner guidance, and live a big, like, fuck yes life. Why not? Like, what is this little mediocre, stay in my comfort zone little life? Like, no, dream big, because you can, because it's almost 2025, guys. We're working online. Like, we know how to actually, we've hacked the system to be abundant and sovereign and free. Like, it exists. It's here and now. The new paradigm is here. Lean in, get out of your own way,
oh,
stop blocking your blessings. And I have this thing too
definitely. Mm,
about spiritual people, like thinking money is bad, because I'm very much on the spiritual path. I've been on the yogic path for 25 years, and I'm a yoga teacher, I'm a meditation teacher. Like, my long vision legacy project that I'm creating and birthing, that's birthing through me, I should say, is a big temple where I'm going to support
ah,
people to elevate their consciousness and activate their highest potential in all the ways that I've learned, and with all the giant toolkits that I have now. And like I said, I mean, I feel it's a sacred responsibility for us to actually become as wealthy as we can, to share as much abundance as we can. When we receive more, we give more, and we build these projects that are going to change the world and make things better. So, I mean, I'm here for all of it. And I love supporting people who are willing to get out of their own way and lean in.
Mm, that's beautifully said. You're just shining like with your inspiration and your light and your dedication. It's like, wow, amazing, amazing to see. And I love to speak about like that daring to dream big, like daring
Mhm.
to make sure that it doesn't just stay a dream, like you say, when you die, that you've actually done the things that you dreamt of, you know? And it's
Yeah.
a very clear question, like what are the things, like if you would die in a year, that you would do? Like what are the things that you still feel, wow, I need to do
Mhm.
this, you know?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
need to do that.
Yeah. And top of my bucket list, just on that note, is swimming with the humpback whales.
Oh, wow.
There's a few locations around the world. I've been practicing free diving for the last couple of years, learning free diving. Not
Wow.
that you actually need it to swim with the whales, but I want to like really swim with the whales, mermaid style. So I've been watching. If you look at my Instagram explore page, it's all like women swimming with whales, because this is my number one
I
bucket list.
love
So
that.
that's going to happen probably in the next year or so. It's this season right now. I have friends actually there doing it. So I'm just watching, and I'm like, in a year, I'm there next year, this time, during
Oh,
the season. But
amazing,
that, but
amazing.
that's it. Yeah. It's just, dreaming big. And I have leaned into like so much possibility in my life, and I've become a role model for that, hopefully, to give other people the permission. Like same with you, right? Like you took that leap off of that cliff. The water was down below, but like you're reaping the rewards of that now, right? So we get to be role models for people with the permission slip to actually dream big and get out of your comfort zone and try something new. Because the alternative, what's the alternative? Playing it safe? Are you kidding me? We are, like, in my view, spiritual beings in a human body for just a tiny, tiny amount of time. We're just a blip on the screen, you know? So it's like, why not live a big life? Most of us are not going to be enlightened by the time, our expiration date comes. So we're probably coming back anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not subscribed to like, you get one life. Well, in my world, probably hundreds or thousands, but, I still want to have reverence and appreciation for this one and make it the best I possibly can.
Oh, that's so, so beautiful. And anything you would like to end with? I know you need to go to other things as well. And I would love to just hear a little bit more about your vision moving forward, like also for other people in your community and what you're building, and of course for yourself as well, just to also give people an idea, like you talked about the temples and swimming with the whales, and just to give
Yeah,
people some inspiration.
sure. Yeah, the visions come in deep and big. I'm building a tribe. So my tribe is called the Happy, Healthy, Wealthy Tribe. So I'm
Oh.
empowering people
Mm.
worldwide to actually become happy, healthy, and wealthy in a community. And that's on my heart. It's really like becoming a movement, which is incredible. All these people that I mentor around the world, and that's part of my vision, is for me not to. I don't want to be the only person who's abundant and sovereign and free. I actually want to do it with the tribe, right? Building this global community. So that's one thing. The temple project is something that came through me as I was doing a cleanse in India. I go to India once a year and I do a panchakarma deep Ayurvedic cleanse. And I was literally on the massage table every day. And this vision was just pouring through me. And it was like, you're building a temple. And I was seeing these buildings around, and I was being inspired by the architecture I was seeing. And I was just like, well, it just came in really strong. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be building a temple somewhere. I guess it's going to be in Bali. I'm not sure yet. And then the next year I went to India, and I was at a different place doing another panchakarma treatment. And one day I woke up and I was there with this incredible guru in Tamil Nadu in India. And I didn't know what this project was called, but one day while I was there at that place, I woke up with the name right in front of me, right in front of my face, like I could almost read it. And the name of the project was given to me then, and it's called the Dharma Shakti Temple.
Oh, wow.
Dharma Shakti. Dharma is the life purpose, right? It's like why we're here. And Shakti is is power, technically, and like especially feminine power. So it's like I'm about the divine feminine rising and balancing out the earth, and all the things that have been going on in the earth for the last couple thousand years. I have a big connection with Mary Magdalene as well. So it's like a 2,000-year-old lineage that I'm named after her. There's
Oh,
so much. We
wow.
go so deep on this. But it will be like a mermaid Shakti Dharma temple. Like it's still like forming. I pretty much know what it looks like. I
Mm.
was planning on building it here in Bali, down here by the water, but things are dramatically changing here in the south of Bali right now with all the construction and development has been happening. It's really out of control, and I'm not 100% sure if it's still going to be here. I'm open to, the universe giving me more clear signs, as it has up until this point, about where it should be. But it will be a place for people to gather and activate their highest potential in a big variety of ways. It will be a community center. And yeah, so it's the Dharma Shakti Mermaid Temple. So that's coming through. Like it's
Beautiful.
very clear. I came back from India
Wow.
last time, just, big suitcases where I'm already like investing in and purchasing all the decor and all the puja things and the decor.
Oh,
Like you can see
beautiful.
a little bit. I got a Lakshmi up there behind me. I've just got suitcases full of things that are going to be in the temple. Like that's how I'm actually bringing it into reality so far. And speaking
Mhm.
to developers and looking at projects friends are doing, the building, and just like I'm doing my due diligence and my homework, and just excited to allow it to kind of flow in from here. It's just a very clear project vision that is birthing through me, and I have no specific timeline for it. I'm just a heaven yes to it birthing through me. I'm like, cool. And I get these clear downloads and signs, and I'm just like, that's awesome. Oh, I see this detail. Okay, that's going in the temple. Like it's just a beautiful process of it birthing
Mhm.
through me. So
Mm.
there's
Oh,
that.
that sounds amazing. I so look forward to going there when it's done.
You're gonna come and one of the things I keep saying about it is that, and this is something that actually I got awareness about this through an astrologer friend in Majorca, actually, who I met as part of our global community as well. And she told me that I'm like this because I have my second house is in Venus or something, or Venus in my second house. I don't know, but I'm really into beauty. I really love beauty. And I work with Lakshmi closely, and she's the goddess of wealth and abundance and beauty. And I've been working with her for years. But one of my intentions for this temple is for it to be so beautiful that when people arrive and experience it, like it makes them cry. Like I want to make people
Oh,
cry
beautiful.
in the most beautiful way, that their heart is just exploding and expanding, of like, this is such a beautiful vision, and like you brought this to life, and like, it's not even about me bringing it to life. It's not my ego. It's just that I want people to be so touched and their hearts to be so opened by the beauty of not just the visual beauty, but the beauty of the experience of being there. So I look forward to making you cry and my Dharma.
Oh, that's such a beautiful vision. Like truly, truly, really looking forward to that.
Thank
For
you.
you
I
to
look
find your place. Yeah. So Magdalena, thank you so much for being on with us today. You're such a ray of light and love, and I love your energy and your determination. It just spreads. I just have a big smile on my face just listening to you. So
Thank you so
you,
much, love.
I think you're such an inspiration to the whole world. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's so beautiful to see.
So are you, and thank you so much. And I love that, we're part of this global community of people that are really into being abundant and sovereign and free, and we get to have these amazing conversations and seed the world with these ideas and this consciousness and this possibility, right? Like we live in the
Mm,
world of possibility, and
yeah.
helping people remove the veil and remove their chains, break out of their chains, and see what's actually possible for their lives. Like for me, it's such an exciting time to be alive. Like we're on this planet right now for a reason. Like we are part of the people who are birthing the new earth. If I can get that woo woo here, because that's how I feel. That's what I see.
Mm,
I'm here
definitely,
for all of it.
definitely. Yeah,
And we get
yeah.
to do it together, which is
Yay!
amazing. Hey, us. Okay.
Okay, thank you so, so much. And
Thank you.
if you like this interview, like share it, let it spread, let this light that was shining through here, like spread it to more people. I would love that. And
Yes.
keep on going, Magdalena. Really looking forward to like see where we are in 10 years time. Like, can you imagine?
Oh my God, I can. I'm so excited for it. Where the world's going to be such a better place because we have stepped
Mm,
into our power and helped other people step into their power. Let's go.
yeah, definitely. Thank you so, so much.
You
And
angel. Okay.
bye.
Much love.